Gosh, this is just the worst, right? I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but this has definitely happened to me as a result of low quality furniture. This is why we're so grateful that Mr. Shamsu Husseini, our business partner, is advocating for the opposite of this across the country, across the world in Nigeria. Team Musk, introducing latest furniture. Comfort, quality, guaranteed. This is our team. I'm Madison Paulus. We have Keely Fallon, Stephanie Bergman, and Brandon Bringer. Over the past 2 weeks, we've been working in collaboration with both our business partner, our translators, leadership initiative staff, executives, and the Team Buffett to come up with solutions to combat all of the issues that Mr. Husseini brought up. This is Mr. Shamsu Husseini, our business partner. At the age of 10, Mr. Shamsu's father passed away. This was when his mother inspired and encouraged him to join the local carpentry establishment as an apprentice. Mr. Shamsu is now 27 years old, residing in Bauchi State, Nigeria, and now has 17 years of carpentry experience and has his own establishment. He's very passionate about his work as well as helping other youth in his community grow in the same way that he did. He also provides for his family, and he is one of the primary breadwinners as he supports 10 of his 29 siblings. Now on to Keely, introducing his establishment, Latest Furniture.
Mr. Husseini's business may have started out as a necessity, but he developed a strong passion for his carpentry. It can be portrayed in the details of his work. He now runs a small business where he makes and repairs furniture. He is known for adding a beautiful finishing touch, and he prides himself with efficiency and quality. Despite being one of the most skilled carpenter in the area, Mr. Husseini charges half of what his competitors do. He is always willing to bargain with his customers to find an affordable yet reasonable price. Mr. Husseini also has a deep care for the youth within his community. He has taken on 10 apprentices and teaches them the skill of carpentry. He also requires them to attend school because he understands the value of receiving an education. He loses up to 20% of his very limited profit to ensure he can pay them. Their commission goes towards buying basic supplies and paying for their schooling bills. He knows that by providing them with an education and carpentry skills, they will have a successful future. Currently, Mr. Husseini sells his furniture in his local community. Since he lives in a low-income area, his prices are lower. On a good day, he receives 1 to 3 customers and works around the clock to complete his work. Most of his customers are family, and specifically fathers. When a daughter is getting married in Nigeria, it is custom for the father to buy a furniture set to furnish the newlywed's home as a wedding gift. Mr. Husseini hopes to expand his customer base in the future and provide for the higher income classes. This does not mean he would drop his low income consumers, though. He strongly believes that everyone deserves to have high quality furniture in their house. And now on to Stephanie to explain the problems our business faced in the beginning and how we worked with Mr. Husseini to fix these problems.
Like any startup business, Latest Furniture had a lot of problems, and our team worked alongside Team Buffett to create some really great solutions. Team Buffett has already talked about the operations and finance aspects, so we're going to tell you about our solutions for marketing and training. And there were 3 key problems that we helped address. First, Latest Furniture had no clear brand identity that would help customers connect with the business. Second, Latest Furniture didn't have any way to reach new customers. Mr. Husseini really wanted to reach especially more high-income customers. This was very difficult because Latest Furniture is in a low-income area, and again, he didn't have any clear advertising plan. And third, Mr. Husseini had no clear expectations for his apprentices, leaving him open to dangers and risks that we could avoid. So we created a brand for Latest Furniture. The brand will help customers connect and be memorable. And we also created a social media outreach, We created a social media outreach plan that will help reach out to high-income customers as well as other customers who wouldn't ordinarily see the print advertisement. And third, we created a best practices guide for the apprentices as well as information for Mr. Husseini to help him continue the marketing strategy that we created for him. Any good marketing plan starts out with a brand, but Latest Furniture didn't have any brand, so we created one. We wanted the business to evoke a sense of competence and sincerity. Sincerity because that's the kind of person Mr. Husseini is. You can see the logo in front of you has an electric drill encircled by a circular saw, and these two tools are symbolic of carpentry, so people can look at the logo and know exactly what the business sells without even needing to read the English. There are also electric tools, which speak to the quality of the furniture because not everyone can just have electric tools in Nigeria. The slogan, Comfort Quality Guaranteed, also speaks to the quality of the furniture, and we used bright, bold colors as well as the color orange, which is Mr. Husseini's favorite. The logo is going to go on a banner in front of the workshop, as you can see in the picture, and we also are going to put the logo on flyers. These flyers are going to be placed in the local market, which is a very common place for people to go, and other places where they can be easily seen, and these will help and space outside what could happen through word of mouth. We also created business cards, which will be given to people who come in for new furniture or repairs, and they'll also be given to potential customers to make referrals really easy. Then we created a plan for Mr. Husseini to give discounts to people who give referrals, and this will further encourage people to tell their friends and family when Mr. Shamsu gives them a great job. And lastly, one more. We are going to get him a branding iron. And this branding iron is really special because it allows Mr. Husseini to put the brand insignia on all the furniture that he creates so that 5, 10, 15 years in the future, people still remember exactly where they bought their furniture from so they can buy more or get repairs from the same place. And now lastly, we created t-shirts that will be given to Mr. Husseini and his workers, and these will allow them to further promote the brand image as well as make the business look very professional. And again, all of these things will really help the business stand out from the competitors because in Nigeria, it's very rare for businesses to even have a brand at all. And having an advertising plan with a logo and a slogan will really help the business stand out from all the other competitors. On the next slide, you can see on the left the business cards and on the right the flyers that we created. Both of them contain the social media handles, information about the location of the business, what the business does, and the phone number and email. And now Brandon will talk about the social media outreach plan.
Okay, so our solution to his issue regarding lack of outreach was to create social media. We've done this through creating a Facebook and Instagram page for him. This can be extremely beneficial for a multitude of reasons. Firstly, consisting of it allows him to break the physical barrier between where he currently is working and where his target audience is, being higher income families, allowing him to charge more and then move into using better quality materials and overall products. So second, social media doesn't require as much resources or input manpower compared to active marketing and is always available. So he's able to highlight specific products or discounts at any time, whenever that might be, and makes his information and contacts widely available, so making customer business interactions extremely easy. And finally, it validates his business by showing professionalism. Next slide, please. Okay, so we created an employee code of conduct primarily to outline some of the workplace best practices due to the large number of apprentices and employees he has. So this does a lot of things that can benefit the company. First of all, being it ensures accountability for workplace misconduct by requiring a co-signer to disperse liability from Mr. Shamsu. This is mainly to prioritize safety and preserve tools or materials. It holds each employee and apprentice to a certain standard of work, ensuring quality does not fluctuate through any sale. It defines pay scale based on a commission of overall production or experience. And then finally, it is complementary to a training document that outlines the best practices in more detail, which will be emailed to each judge individually. Now on to Keely for the budget.
In conjunction with Team Budget, sorry, Team Buffett, we have a total budget of $1,700, and we plan to use $200. As you can see, we are planning to buy 50 flyers, 100 business cards, a branding iron, a store sign, and 7 t-shirts, and which is totals to around $197. Now back to Madison for the conclusion.
In summation, we really hope that you enjoyed our presentation. We are going to be instituting a marketing and advertising plan for Mr. Shamsu, as well as an outreach strategy so that he can attain more customers and expand his consumer base to include higher income customers to also improve and increase his profits and the materials that he's able to use. We've also created and plan on instituting an employee code of conduct to decrease the potential risks involved with employing apprentices and young people who are being taught. We really hope that you've enjoyed this presentation and will endorse these solutions, as it will enable Mr. Jamsu to continue his business and further youth development within his community. Here's our contact information. Feel free to ask us any questions if you have any, or contact us later on if any come to mind. Thank you.
Fantastic presentation, everyone. If you don't mind, stop sharing your screen. I will bring in the judges. Okay. Perfect. Ahmed here. We have Bill here. I believe Umar should be showing up. Wonderful. Thank you, Umar. Ahmed, we'd love to hear your thoughts.
Sure. Wow, you guys, there was a lot of great information in this presentation. You guys had a multifaceted advertising plan solution. I love those logos, the business cards, the color combination. You guys, there was just a lot that was going on with that presentation. The beginning definitely got me to pay attention very quickly, because I was like, oh, what's going on? I almost dropped out of my chair. And I quickly pulled myself together to watch the presentation. That chair, though, I want that chair in Boston. That golden chair. I'm going to have my own Game of Thrones episode in my house, but I want that chair, Marshall.
We'll work on the LI shipping company on it.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was a great presentation, guys. Some of the things that I wanted to talk about here. The brand was great. You guys had a good introduction. The brand ID thing, I think, is really great, especially for a furniture business. And he wants to target, high-end customers. I think that's a really, really good way to go with it. Creating that best practice guide, I think that was really nice, because you have to do that, right? Consistency is key to quality. So if he's going to try to get to the right type of consumer base, when he gets to the level of quality that he wants to make sure that it's consistent across the board. So, I like the idea that you guys are working with him to put together a best practice guide. The solutions that you guys offered, I think, to try to address many of the challenges that he's facing, I think were also great. I do have one question that I'm kind of curious about, and I'm not a numbers guy, and maybe Bill can offer some insight into this, but you have $1,700 budget. Why do you only use $200? Especially when you're trying to get this person to target high-end customers. Is there some other way you could have helped this person do more with the budget that was available to this individual? Training? I don't know, but I'm curious just to hear your thought or your process around why you just stayed at $200 when you have a $1,700 budget.
Along with
Other than that, it was a great presentation, great material. The marketing material was perfect. I loved it.
Perfect. Keely, would you like to answer his question?
Sure. Along with improving his marketing plan, we are working with Team Buffett, who have the infrastructure side, and they are using the rest of the budget to help buy him, I think, electric tools and just more infrastructure things. That's why we only used 200, because a generator was expensive and we decided that the money would be more beneficial on their team.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you, Keely. Ahmed, thank you so much for going over that and bringing that to everyone's attention. And then Keely, thank you for clearing it up. Bill, we'd love to hear your thoughts.
Hey, Ahmed, I want to start. Where did you go, Ahmed? That's my chair, buddy. You can't have it. I want to go on the record. I'll pay $1 more than Ahmed pays for it. Okay?
We're gonna have to fight over it, Bill.
Yeah, I got to tell you, that guy makes some nice furniture.
I know.
And I take the cabinet that he had or anything. And I got a little story here. My granddad was a carpenter, okay? And I never forget when I took him to the West Point Museum, and they had a World War I cannon there. And he said, I made that cannon. I said, okay, Grandpa, you made that type of cannon because they made millions of these things. How do you know? Are you sure you made that one? Yes, I made that one. How do you know? There's my mark right there on the wheel.
Wow.
That is really important. I mean, it's nice to have the little, like, underneath the chair or whatever, the business card, but those types of things really make it memorable, okay? And his furniture is memorable. So let me go through this real quick. Madison, great video. I loved it. That's happened to me, sitting in a chair like that and falling down in a big auditorium with people. I got other stories about that, but this is not about me and my stories. Kelly, nice job. I'm sorry, Keely, nice job. In fact, throughout, everybody, the pictures of the furniture, that somehow I think needs to get cranked into the marketing thing. And it can't go on a business card or so, because you want the logo and all that. But maybe on a poster or, a flyer or something like that, you can show a couple of pictures, because the pictures you showed in that thing, man, I'm not kidding. Ahmed and I are going to be fighting over that stuff, okay? And he's my friend. But, okay, Stephanie, you went into problems and solutions. I would like to have seen a SWOT analysis, which is the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats. And the weaknesses or opportunities, which usually do with the problems and the solutions. But you identified the right problems and the right solutions, so even without the SWOT analysis, you did a great job. The marketing plan, impressive. That's still Stephanie, right? Where's Stephanie? You kept talking about, you went through all that. I loved all that. I want one of those t-shirts too. Brandon, the social media thing and what's going on with that, I think is really great. I took a glance at that worker thing and it was good too, which you had up on the screen. Keely, I'm a CPA, Ahmed's not. I understood the $200. I'm glad you explained it, or the 197 out of the 200. I'm glad you explained it. You did it better than I could. But Ahmed, that was a good question, because I think I can't wait to hear what the infrastructure team's going to do, because we haven't heard from them yet. Okay, and then finally, Madison, at the end, it was a great conclusion. You're extremely poised. I think you and this team could sell anybody. I think you could sell Eskimos refreezers or something. You guys are that good. It was a great presentation, very nice. And, again, it's hard following Ahmed because he takes all these great things and I have very little to say afterwards. So I'm going to yield my time. For once, I'm going to yield my time to Umar.
Awesome. Thank you, Bill. Umar, what are your thoughts?
Well, we have almost about 6 presentations, but I am really, really speechless about this presentation because everything is perfect. Like, I would just said one thing from the beginning, that the logo, the color combination, it's absolutely perfect. I love it. And again, looking at all the strategies you guys put together in terms of promoting the business is actually the best strategy ever, because we have a lot of carpenters that they don't know the value of all those things. But you guys actually brought it up, and it's good to make Shamsu to be unique among all the competitors. And, like, you are selling out the business. So all those materials I'm pretty much sure are going to take him far, because a lot of people will be curious to know more about the business by looking at the chairs that Bill and Ahmed are fighting for. So, so so definitely, that's really really amazing. And looking at the T-shirt part, you know, it's really going to give Shamsu a different mindset, by making sure that all his employees are wearing their uniforms. And because we have issues, so many issues in businesses, especially like at this time, somebody will just come and be sitting down. He's not a staff, but he will be just sitting at the place, the business side. And then maybe a customer would like to pay some money or something like that. And maybe they would go for prayer or something. And then the guy will just jump in and collect the money and leave. So stuff like that. A lot of things happen, in terms of not identifying who are really working in that place. So giving them the uniform, it's really going to help them to make sure anybody that comes to the business side identify who's working here and who's not. So yeah, and again, you guys talk about customer base, which is very very important as well. And he's reaching out to so many people. But right now, just like you and I know we went through that discussion. You show a chair, and I said this is actually belong to the low class. So if he can upgrade his furniture work, so definitely he will target another group. So, and you guys have been working out together with him to make sure that he promote his business so that other people can have access to his good work. So, um, uh, but apart from that, I don't think there is anything I think I can add to this presentation. But everything is perfect. Every single part of it is perfect. Thank you so much, guys, for putting uh, such a brilliant ideas.
Well, thank you so much, Umar. Amazing job, team. College admissions officers watching this video, there's an individualized website for each of these students at the bottom of the YouTube video. You can click on it to see their individual contributions to making this project happen. Additionally, we'll be updating the website every 3 months so you can actually see their ideas put into action and their actions transforming lives. Our office number is 202-738-1115. Please call us anytime to ask about any of these amazing students. We will be happy to talk your ear off.